G&T show is intended for mature audiences. Parental discussion is advice. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Star Trek, The Final Frontier. These are the voyages of the G&T show. Our continuing mission, to explore Star Trek storytelling, to seek out new worlds and interesting characters, to boldly go where no show has gone before.
Naomi Wildman. I was setting it up. Oh. Welcome to the G&T show, where obviously we have no script.
Yeah, let's just get this puppy started.
As always, the beautiful, the lovely, the high-booted, short-skirted, big-breasted Terry Lynn.
That would be me. Admiral Shaw.
She's badass.
It's Ceridian.
Good morning. It's Sunday on the G&T show.
You know the worst part of this morning? It's not the getting up early. It's the fact they're making me wear clothes to do the show.
It's time for Coffee Clutch.
Strap on your helmets, boys and girls. It's gonna get rough.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those mornings.
Let me put on my seatbelt, my helmet with the little blinky light on top.
For safety.
When we decided we were going to do the G&T show,
Man.
one of the things we said was no standards. G&T show does not go on the air because we're ready. It goes on the air because it's 9 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Mike could have snapped by then and killed us both. Payne sticks for Mike, evidently.
We have our production meetings on the air.
Well, it's the best way to get you to adhere to things.
Yeah, you've now set an expectation. That's the thing about the G&T show is we set no expectations.
I need more coffee.
Wow,
I'm trying to figure out whether or not I want to do general news or Star Trek news, and I figured
this is
out.
Terry
Okay.
having a series of small
It's news.
strokes, actually.
Well, it doesn't take long for this show to deteriorate, does it?
Straight the fuck downhill.
I don't always podcast, but when I do, I G&T.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the G&T Show, episode 135. I'm Terry Lynn.
Joel Untrue, how are you? I'm Gettysburg 7. Oh, goodness gracious. You caught me in mid-shoot up there. Oh, goodness. Sorry. Look at Terry
What the
with her.
hell?
I don't know. Oh, look at him in his dress. It's Ceridian.
Kapla.
Yeah, that's about right. My whole weekend's been a mess already.
Has it really?
Well, not a mess is in a bad way, just I'm totally thrown off, and I blame my friend Melanie and Kristen. I had my whole weekend planned, everything was good. Saturday, I'm gonna do nothing but clean my apartment that where I live and get the X, Y, and Z done, and then on Saturday morning at 1 o'clock, we were all chatting online, and Melanie said, I'm starving, I haven't eaten, and we decided to go to Waffle House, and so we did a 2 a.m. Waffle House run, and everything's been thrown off since then.
See? I wasn't kidding. This weekend as well, on Friday night, Alan and I went out to dinner, and I got a phone call at dinner that threw me off base. Alan and I had already had a couple of champagne cocktails, so I came home and finished off. I came home and finished off another bottle.
And she did it while playing Stowe, and let me tell you, Terry fighting the Mirror Universe while crocked is awesome.
So I decided to come home and fight the Mirror Universe while crocked, and got online, and there was Nick. It was 1 o'clock in the morning my time, and there's Nick on, and half of Caspian Division is online. Oh my god, it was so funny.
Lovely Kestra was there.
Kestra was there. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning for you guys. What the hell?
I know.
That was just funny. I finally passed out about 2, but yeah, they made me play the Mirror Universe on Elite just because they know it makes me mad. Huh?
And you had fun.
I did have fun. I always have more fun on Elite when I'm with you guys and
part of that too is just because we can talk over the team speak, and it's easier to say, hey, I need help over here, than when you're playing with a bunch of pugs, and you know.
I only blew up twice. That wasn't so bad.
No, and you're TAC, right?
Yeah, I'm in the fleet. I used Beth and Cassidy's in the fleet Chimera, and Beth is in the fleet Dreadnought, Galaxy X Dreadnought, which I have yet to really throw a bunch of stuff into. The consoles in it are pretty weak. But what about you, Mike? You've been busy writing all week.
Yes, I have. I'd gotten my outline back from Versigerus back with some notes. I made the changes, sent it back, got it quickly approved, and got started working on the script. I finished the script Friday night. I've been revising it ever since.
How long are these episodes going to be?
Well, I was told half hour, but so far I haven't written a script that isn't an hour long, so I don't know.
That's a lot of writing.
Yeah. There's also a lot of characters, and trying to fit all the characters in, there's no way I can do it in a half hour. So it's like something's got to give. And so far, it's been the time limit.
Well, when one of these days when you have the opportunity to talk about the characters after, say they've been released, then we'll be in a better position to actually talk about the details of the show.
Lot of fun. We'll see how it goes.
And then last night was another reason why the internet age is awesome.
Oh?
I was all set to go to bed. All prepared to go to bed. There's a cosplayer that I follow. Her name is Kirsten. She put on Facebook, hey, she's got a thing on Twitch TV or Twitch?
Oh, yeah, Twitch. Yeah.
Yeah, Twitch. She was like, hey, join me, I've got drinks and I'm playing Xbox. Come join me for the conversation. So I wound up watching her playing Left 4 Dead and Metal Gear, Gears of War for like 2 hours, and like she was chatting with all of us, and she's absolutely hilarious. She's the one that did the video of trying to laugh without smiling. And it's as funny as it sounds. And so it was just fun, and then I wound up playing Batman Arkham City while watching her playing like Gears of War.
That must have been trippy.
Oh, yeah, it was. And then she's like, guys, you're all quiet. You're not talking to me. So, like, we just started. It was so much fun. But, boy, Terry, how much time has changed? How much things have changed in our life?
Oh, I know. What was it that made me laugh? I remember when the first cellular phones started to come out, right? And only the really pretentious assholes had them.
That must make all of us pretentious assholes then.
No, I mean, remember they were like the size of a brick?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
And only pretentious assholes had them. I mean, it was like, oh, well, I've got a phone I can use in my car. I will never forget that. Oh, wow. I remember, we've been cracking up about that, though. It's just, Alan was talking about a phone, and we were talking about, remember phones you used to have to get off your ass to go answer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that 15...
Now phones are strapped to your wrist, and they're teeny tiny, and
the 50-foot cord, and the phone was like the perfect heavy object that when I was out of line and my father was on the phone, that shot to the back of the head totally told me that I was being out of line.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he threw the phone at you?
I would tie my brothers up with
no, he hit me.
The cord.
Oh, yeah. You would tie your brothers up with cords?
Oh, yeah.
My dad was like one of those, I don't know, dabblers. A techno dabbler is what I would call him. And he had a standing credit account at the local electronics store, Net Electronics, and he had a drawer full of phone cords.
Jesus. Do you remember, like, when you were talking to your boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, whatever you were, and you had to, like, find that spot where nobody could see, like, the cord is, like, stretched across the house and, like, you're in the linen closet?
Oh, yeah. I think, and I'm so old, I remember phones that actually were hardwired into the wall. You didn't have the little plug, right?
Oh, yeah.
You didn't have, when those little digital plugs came out with the 4 little colored wires in them, I was like, whoa, that's technology, right? Wow. And I remember when the phone company used to come out and they would put all of those they were responsible for the jacks. Heck, you got your phone from the phone company.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody had the same, you were allowed, I remember you were allowed to have a choice of like 3 different colors, black, white, and that
tan,
pink.
Yeah.
It was like funky, fleshy pink. And, tan.
Gordon Gekko with the brick. There it is.
Yeah, that was the brick, the pretentious asshole. And and then it was a real big thing when at the time it was GTE was our phone service. And General Telephone opened up their first GT. Walk into this little store in the mall, had 100 different phones you could choose. I remember looking at that Star Trek one. I wanted a Star Trek one and I wanted a Mickey Mouse one. I wanted that Mickey Mouse phone so badly. And now, of course, people who have landlines surprise people. I mean, we have one just because we don't get a cell signal at the house, but
Janice has a landline.
Which I never use.
Mm-hmm.
I asked her why she has it, and she always says, I don't know.
Well, we have a very specific reason.
Yeah,
Right, yeah, because
for signal here as well. So
Yeah,
if you need
I
to
have
get a
this
hold
thing
of
about
us.
wanting to be able to call 911. Yeah, that's a big
Yeah,
thing for me.
yeah.
So, yeah, so it's an
so
expensive.
selfish of you.
I had some odd dreams this week.
Oh.
I need to know what a Klingon odd dream consists of. Was it like light and airy and filled with cotton candy? Is that to me would be a Klingon odd dream?
One of them, I was alone at Vegas, which is kind of a scary, scary thing.
Oh wow, yeah, that would be creepy.
Like, okay, wait, like there was no one else.
There was like
or
no
one you knew.
There was like there were like 3 guys, and they were all working in one of the areas, and it was like in the middle of the night, and there was like no one. There was like no one anywhere.
No human beings at all.
Just three people, and they were like the most incompetent people on the face of the planet. It was yeah. And the second one involved Terry's dogs.
Oh.
For some reason, I was chasing Chloe.
Oh, funny.
She just would not come here.
Be good to Chloe.
I was
in your
being good
dreams.
to her. She was just not wanting to be near me. So, yeah, it was kind of weird.
Huh.
That's not a dream. That's just like a reality TV show stuck in your head. She didn't want to be near anybody except Alan.
And sometimes not even that. I mean,
Yeah.
she's a finicky one. That one, our dog. She's, as Alan says, she's aloof.
She is aloof.
She is aloof. Chloe is more cat-like than dog.
Yeah, you know what? Yes. But for our audience, just so you all know, Chloe is very surprising. You can go to the refrigerator and Casey, the big male dog, won't even lift his head. Chloe is just like, hello, how are you? I'm here. Welcome. What are you giving me?
Yes, especially if it's a treat that she can't eat.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Oh,
Yeah,
poor
she's
girl.
like a kid. The more she can't have it, the more pathetic the look.
It's so true. It's so true. Oh, well. Well, I have many tabs open on my browser. That means there's a lot of Star Trek news. Shall we get to it?
Means Terry had a lot of porn open.
That's right.
Let's do it.
Ow, chicken. All right. Star Trek News. I am so proud to be a talkie geek.
We've got our problems with the film, which we'll get into on our dopey little podcast and nitpick it to death.
Star Trek News.
So congratulations to the always dreamy David Mack.
There's Legos?
Star Trek News.
Yes, the story behind the story. The movie that never was made.
They got a Klingon!
I know.
Sold.
He's playing Klingon. That's right. I'm going to throw in a Buck Mackay rookie card. That's right. A Buck Mackay for people. It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Star Trek News. Last week we started off with the news that Chris Pine had been arrested for DUI. This week, I'm almost happy to say he did the right thing. He pleaded guilty.
He didn't make a break for it for Canada.
He you know what? He admitted his fault. He took his lumps. He was fined 93 New Zealand dollars, but his license was suspended for 6 months.
His New Zealand license, or?
Yep, his New Zealand license.
Okay, so legally there won't be any repercussions here, right?
Correct. Well, no, but he still has a record now,
right?
That will make his contracts a little bit tougher to sign, and international travel. But seeing as though it's a misdemeanor, you know, but he did the right thing. He did the right thing.
I saw a post when
that's $83 US dollars.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Wow.
Yeah, he blew a .11.
Wow.
Yeah,
and only $83.
Yeah, I'm always surprised by the cheap, by what's considered, you know, but that's cheap. That is cheap.
Here, he'd have been in jail.
What's the first offense in Maryland?
I don't know. I've never had occasion to.
Oh well, that's good.
California, you're going to jail for the at
I
least
want
a
to say
night.
it's a $500 fine in California, and
It's
6 months
probably
automatic.
something like that here.
Yeah, it's like $500, and then an automatic 6 month suspension of the license, and then if you're dinged again, then it's, I want to say 30 days jail and a revocation maybe of your license. I don't remember.
I don't drink and drive. So.
Yeah.
I saw the day that it was in the news that he, you know, pled and did all that. Somebody did a blog that said, JJ Star Trek fans, you do have the captain you deserve. I didn't read it. I should have. But yeah.
Well, he definitely took a hit in publicity, and you know what? Good.
He's young. He'll bounce back.
And like I said, I'm proud that he did the right thing, because so many celebrities use their celebrity to get off and, you know, fight it and pay big attorney's fees to make sure they never have that record, right? He took his lumps, and I respect that, and good, because that was the responsible
seems like a
thing to
kid
do.
with a good head on his shoulders. And,
Well, that's what was so weird about it, right? Is that's what both you and I were talking or all three of us were talking last week, about how disappointed we really were in him.
The thing about this reputation, I've come to the conclusion that, look at the rehabilitation of the image of Robert Downey Jr. And for people that don't know his past, he had some major
coked out hotel room. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, Chris Pine, you slipped. You did the right thing. You're going to stand back up and keep on going.
Yep. Yeah, that made me this week on. All right, I'm going to hold that off because it involves Arrow, and I want to talk about that.
Did you see Magnums in the room? What's going on, brother?
All right, this one was pretty funny. Ars Technica, which is this great science site that I tend to follow, did their breakdown of the 10 worst TNG episodes. Exactly. You can't help but giggle. It's just like the 10 worst TNG episodes. And let's face it, the 10 worst TNG episodes are the 10 worst TNG episodes. They picked the Naked Now, Journeys, and, as they said, the Rascals, which I thought was pretty funny. I thought Emergent, Sub Rosa, Bloodlines.
Darmok. What? Darmok and Javad at Tanagra. How could that be bad?
Did they really pick Darmok?
Yeah, it's on page 2. A lot of these are first season, though, and I agree with a lot of these.
See, I disagree with them on Darmok. I totally agree with them on Skin of Evil, except for the fact that Tasha dies. Shades of Grey. Everybody knows Shades of Grey sucks.
Up the Long Ladder, yeah.
Oh my God, Up the Long Ladder. Angel One.
Yeah, but Up the Long Ladder had that really hot chick, so I'm willing to forgive that one.
Which one?
For the eye candy?
Up the Long Ladder.
Yeah, she was hot.
And Naked Now, I mean, that was a toss episode thrown into a TNG.
Angel One. Ugh.
The one that everybody hates. I don't see it in here.
Yeah, what the hell happened to Code of Honor?
Yeah, Darmok's in there, but not Code of Honor.
All right,
this
we
list
need to take them down.
So this list is null and void.
Null and void, you lose. If Code of Honor is not in this one in Darmok Oz, Ars Technica, you need an enema. Well, I might clean them out a little bit. They might have had a little bit.
Been a little clogged.
Yeah,
I agree with Paul. Darmok was awesome.
Darmok was awesome. And I love the idea of coming across a species you can't communicate with.
I have a feeling that would happen much more often.
I agree. That's part of the reason why I really liked that the beginning of that DS9 episode where the that group of people comes through the wormhole.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And the translator doesn't work right at the beginning.
Yeah, it takes like 20 minutes of the episode.
It takes like 20 minutes for it to really finally get all of the language to kind of filter through. God, I love that. I love that. I thought that's how it would be.
Well, I had written a story for Reality's Edge, and in it there was a premise that we may not be able to communicate with them, but that doesn't mean that aliens wouldn't be able to communicate with us. I mean, for over 100 years we've been broadcasting.
Oh, wow.
If they're paying attention, they know exactly how to communicate with us. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, that's cool. I like that idea. Yeah.
So are the aliens like coming down going, Lucy?
Oh,
yes,
awesome.
Actually they are. It's like, show me the money. Yeah.
Oh my God, Mike, that's awesome. That's built some really cool shit. Yeah, see, I use it. As a matter of fact, Darmok was part of my inspiration for one of the alien species in the work I did with Heritage, because I wanted to be able to create a species that nobody could talk to. And what if you do? And in this particular case, the species that I dealt with, they have no means to talk by use of sound waves. They have no feature about them. They can't hear sound, nor do they need to hear sound. They don't rely on sound at all. So their only means of talking to one another is by the use of visual projections, not unlike an octopus. So how do you deal with that? Beth, he finds a way. So let's see.
Does he like to do the hula?
No, actually, it's far more insidious than that.
Interesting.
Yeah, they actually use your visual cortex. They actually use and they can't even talk to humans without killing them. So So, yeah. All right. So let me copy this because our friends over at TrekCore, I'm getting really jealous of Adam Walker and Mike and those guys over at TrekCore.
I know.
I really am. I mean, I'm thrilled to pieces for them, but I'll admit how envious I am of the content that these guys are getting. And why? Well, because they're getting all the breaks now. And they put up a video of J.D. Payne, who happens to be one of the writers of the new Star Trek film, along with Roberto Orsi. And he talked a little bit about generalities of the plot of the new film. And if those of you who are listening, I'm going to read what he said. It's not a lot. But it's very general. But at the idea...
If this is true...
Yeah.
What's it matter? It's not Khan. They lie about everything. Fuck them.
Well, if this is true, I'm just saying hypothetically, if this is true, this could be the best JJ movie yet.
Well, it sounds far more Star Trek than anything else. So Payne says, quote, "We're trying to set up a kind of situation where you really could, and not in a just everything's relative sort of moral relativism. You could be a good person of any creed or philosophical background and come down to on both sides of how you should respond to this opportunity that the crew has. That also has some pitfalls to it, where you could argue very, very compellingly that this is what you should do, and if you're advocating this, then it's actually evil. It's sort of an Adam and Eve thing, where where should we eat the fruit or not eat the fruit? Well, there are some very compelling reasons why they should and why they shouldn't. So the similar kinds of things here that really give the whole movie an opportunity to sort of play with that and have people come down on different sides and wrestle with it, then come to an ending where you can walk out and say, I don't know what I would do," unquote.
Talkie Geek Fest may be coming.
I was going to say, that's terribly talkie geek, isn't it?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, this gives me a glimmer of hope that the story may actually be good.
Nick, what's your take? I mean, he doesn't say anything specific about what their problem is, but if they're talking about some kind of a moral dilemma.
My cynicism kicks in and says that's where they are now, and by the end it's going to be battle beyond the stars.
I was going to say, then the suits are going to get involved. They're going to hack the script up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of the film, go ahead.
Sorry, I want to hope and believe that it would go that way, but JJ's not Christopher Nolan.
You're saying his track record will kill this.
And being as into Star Wars as he is, I don't think he can help himself but take it too.
Well,
isn't someone else directing?
Yes.
Yeah, but he's still overseeing it.
Well, yeah, he's still a producer.
Well, speaking of TrekCore, did you guys see all of the pictures that they've been posting over on their Facebook about Patrick Stewart and I can never think of his name. Yeah, Sir Ian. Oh my God.
Patrick Stewart and Sir Ian have been tweeting those pictures all week.
You know what? I have come to the realization that I want to be that guy. The guy that's just hanging out with them, snapping photos. That's the guy I want to be.
It's probably Sir Patrick's wife. I mean, I'm serious. I bet anything it's Sunny. Yeah.
I mean, that's just awesome. I just want to be that guy. I just want to be that guy just hanging out with them all day. I mean, that seems like so much fun.
God, how can these two people not be laughing all the time? You do. It's infectious. Their smiles are infectious. How damn cute they are infectious. Well, TrekCore has been taking all of those tweets and posting them. By the way, if you guys haven't used TrekCore, then you've been missing one of the most amazing websites that Star Trek has had, that the Star Trek fandom has had available to itself for well over 10 years now. And
second only to gntshow.com.
Well, you know what? We don't have those kind of resources. I go to TrekCore to get my shit. But if you need a soundbite, if you need a script, if you need photos, if you need to view,
you can get a prostitute too, right? An Orion girl, you can order one and they deliver it, right? Isn't that?
Adam said that was a professional courtesy.
Oh, well, the Andorian chick was. Thank you, Adam, for the Andorian chick.
Yeah, that was a perk for Nick.
Adam Walker was one of the first Star Trek internet friends I ever met in person. He's from Great Britain and decided to travel the world pretty much. He threw a bunch of shit in a backpack and then went to Southeast Asia and Australia, New Zealand, and then came to the United States and got on a Greyhound bus and schlepped across the U.S. and met a bunch of his friends from TrekCore. And he stayed with us for about a week. We had a great time. But I want to say he started TrekCore when he was 12.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. He's in his early 20s now. And Trekcore's been around a long time, but okay. Well, the reason why the third film is going to be so important for Paramount was kind of outlaid for me this week in a very unusual way. Deadline.com had somebody post kind of like this knockdown, drag out theoretical fight between films, but instead of pitching or posting films against each other for story or content, or, which sci-fi show was greater, he pitched or pitted movies against each other based on their financial success. And in this particular case, Star Trek Into Darkness went up against Despicable Me 2. And I know it sounds weird, but I'm going to copy and paste this.
Well, no, because those movies do huge, because kids go to see them 2 or 3 times. So those, yeah.
My nephew he starts screaming and crying, and I said, Despicable Me, and he goes, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, look at the hoopla this week. I feel like I'm the only person on the planet who hasn't seen Frozen.
I haven't seen Frozen yet either, but I definitely will. It's now out on DVD, so
many times
see, Mike. Now,
well, I don't have the kids around.
When Incredibles 2 comes out, which they announced,
Brad Bird's back too. Yeah, we're going to be all over that.
Yeah.
And Lego. And Mike and I were talking about the Lego film, the Lego movie again this morning. I loved the Lego film. Again, I'll go see a kids film because I love them. I love animation anyway. But the reason why Despicable Me 2 goes up against Star Trek is just because of their seating in this gentleman's bracket, where
now,
Deadline
did he seed them according to take at the box office?
Yes.
Okay.
Domestic take, which is very important here. That's what this is. So he says, how do you get there? He goes, what can you say about a sequel that cost $76 million and grosses nearly double what its predecessor generated? You'd call that the dream of any major studio. That's what Despicable Me did. As Chris Meledandri's Illumination Entertainment continues to be perhaps the most important addition to Universal Pictures made to its studio since Les Wasserman was calling shots through oversized eyeglasses. It's up against Star Trek Into Darkness, the last Trek film that J.J. Abrams directed before moving off to resurrect another space franchise in Star Wars. The Trek sequel didn't do as well domestically. The original Star Trek in Star Trek 09 grossed $258 million domestically. The sequel, Star Trek Into Darkness, pulled in $229 million.
Wait a minute. Haven't the JJ fanboys been arguing that, because they're looking at overseas as well? Never mind.
And it did, but here it is. And it did significantly better overseas, which is important in franchise building. This is very true. The problem here is Star Trek sequel cost $190 million to make.
That's a number so large, I can't even comprehend it.
So, it says, how can that film live long and prosper when that happens, stacked against a film that grossed twice as much and cost less than half that to make? And here's it is. So, the good news is Star Trek is, even without Abrams, Paramount and Skydance are formulating another sequel and continuing with one of Hollywood's most enduring franchises. And despite this matchup, though, it's no contest. Despicable Me 2 is pouring off $394.5 million in profit. And by comparison, Star Trek generated $29.9 million.
And that's Hollywood accounting.
That's Hollywood accounting. So Star Trek Into Darkness domestically would be deemed a failure because I'm not sure that the cost involved
now we need to make
advertising and distribution.
We're not talking Heaven's Gate here. I mean, it's still made the money.
But what I'm saying is that did it cost $190 million to make or $190 million to make, distribute, and advertise for? And I don't think that number deals with advertising and distribution rights. If so, that's an easy $50 million right there. They're in negative territory domestically.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as financial a success as people were giving it credit for here in the United States. Now it did amazingly well outside of the U.S. and that's what saved, and that's where the overall profit came for the film, was outside the U.S. The U.S. paid for it to be made, is how you can look at it.
And it didn't even open here.
No, they opened it in London.
Well, I will say this. If you're going to destroy, either London or San Francisco would have been appropriate to open in. A city that you destroyed during the movie, it is appropriate to open in. So,
and you had Benedict Cumberbatch in to pull in that international crowd. I mean, I can see where maybe the entire film was made based solely on marketing.
Matthew, Anderson just beat me to it. He's showing Pixar renditions of the crew of the Enterprise. I think the key here is we need the Minions on the next Star Trek movie. How awesome would that be?
I love those. Those are great. Oh my God, look at the McCoy.
I know.
That's really funny. Yeah, I did notice that, Lanny. That Klingon versus Romulan, or the Klingon versus, or the Klingon Romulan. I love that. I want to say.
The corner of Klingon and Romulan.
Yeah, is that an Up? Which? Oh no, that's a real photo, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a photo.
Where is that? Sacramento County. Really? Oh, that's kind of cool.
Terry's now going to go on a quest.
No. Well, now I'm going to make my brother go on a quest. He lives up there, not me. Oh,
Bring me back photos.
Be there. Got that. Oh, this week, as a matter of fact, I think it was yesterday, or was it the day before? Please forgive me, Mr. Shatner, but happy 83rd birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
StarTrek.com put together a wonderful little list of William Shatner's best non-Star Trek related performances. And I thought that was kind of a neat tribute.
And did you see the photo that our friend Melissa, a lot of people know her as Pincushion, put of her in her original series uniform with Shatner?
I didn't get to see this, no.
From one of the conventions. Oh my God. I sent her a message. I was like, God, could you look hotter? And even Shatner actually looks happy.
Cute.
And she said, looking at the photo, she realized she had a tattoo she forgot she had.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. You forget having a tattoo. I guess you could.
She's got a lot of ink.
Yeah, she does. It's cool. Very cool. Well, the StarTrek.com the staff put together their list of what his best non-Trek performances were. And, of course, they involved Boston Legal.
Kingdom of the Spiders on there?
But Airplane 2, the sequel is. Come on. Yeah, I think that's really what brought his career back. Because it was the first time he really started to kind of poke fun at himself, right?
That, I'm trying to remember, that was this, yeah, because that was like 82, 83, correct?
Right.
Yeah, and then came the Saturday Night, the skit that turned fandom on its head. How could he?
Yeah.
Because it's Saturday Night Live, you idiots.
Right. Called sarcasm. Just get over it. Yeah, exactly. It was pretty funny.
Look at that photo. You've got Shatner and the late, totally incredible Phil Hartman in the same frame.
I know.
And I come back to the page and Sensei all freaked me out.
I haven't seen it yet. Oh,
it's the fried egg that's talking.
Oh, strange. I'm putting another link in the chat room, also from StarTrek.com, where they're gonna, where they have announced the new comic books coming up in June. The next Star Trek Into Darkness, or the Star Trek comic book, will feature McCoy. But there's one here that kind of made me laugh, and they're doing a Star Trek Angry Birds comic. Talk about a crossover I wasn't expecting.
Did you see the cross? Have you been to Kaboom lately, Terry?
Have I been where?
Have you been to Kaboom? I subscribe to the season 10 of The X-Files, the comic that Chris Carter's doing, and it's really good. But, there's been a bunch of crossovers, like they did X-Men, not X-Men, X-Files crossover with The Crow. So I got that one because I thought, well, this is going to be interesting. I want to see. There was an X-Files crossover with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I said I shan't be getting this. Thank you.
I shan't.
Pulling it for me.
So yeah, we're gonna get a Star Trek Angry Birds. I was okay. That's the thing about comic books.
And Terry and I both have a squee to make. If you read comics and you haven't picked up Ms. Marvel yet.
Oh yeah, it's not Star Trek, but I love Ms. Marvel already.
Yeah. She's a 16-year-old Pakistani girl living in the United States. Her family's in the United States.
And she's a smartass.
Oh, God.
I love her.
It's a great example of be careful what you wish for.
Exactly. Be careful of what you wish for is exactly how it starts off, which is so great.
I don't know how to run in these heels.
Oh, my God. That was so funny. I laughed so hard at the end. I was just like, this is going to be fun. Because she's going to be able to talk about that for the entire length of the comic. She's going to be able to complain about how she ended up looking. I just love that.
And it's good because, she's Pakistani. I got the feeling they were immigrants, that they hadn't been here that long. Right. Because you remember the father and the mother were arguing about, the mother was like, oh, you had to move here. We can't go back to Pakistan.
Right.
And her trying to assimilate, the 16-year-old girl trying to assimilate to, she's well aware that the customs of her religion, it's just really well done.
It's really well done. They handled it extraordinarily well, and at the same time make you love her. I mean, I just adore her. I love her character. And by the time she actually, quote unquote, originates, right, she becomes Miss Marvel. I was just in heaven. I thought it was perfect. They did a really good job on it.
And Terry and I have a request to the writers because we know you're listening.
Yeah.
The brother, keep him as like the counselor or sage. Don't get all extremist with him, please.
If you get extremist with him, I'll be
really pissed.
All right, so
that's Captain Marvel, Lanny.
Yeah. Oh, that's Carol Danvers. That's Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that's Carol.
That's
new Katie
Miss Marvel.
Sackhoff. I mean Carol Danvers.
It better damn well be Katie Sackhoff. That's all I have to say. All right.
Terry has spoke. What is that?
It's like
it's a waterfall.
Humpty Dumpty.
What does he do? Okay, where anywhere does it say in the thing that Humpty Dumpty is an egg? You know it doesn't, right?
It doesn't, right?
How did that come about?
Oh, through the original, one of the first Mother Goose books that they produced. It was just the artist's It was just the artist's interpretation, and because the book was so popular, everybody just assumed that that's what it would be from then on. That's how it stuck.
Okay. From now on, everybody Humpty Dumpty, big glass dildo.
God, I love that jacket. I want that jacket, Lanny. That's really cute of her. Okay, so I put another
what jacket?
The Carol Danvers jacket.
Okay.
The Captain Marvel one.
Oh, you can buy that?
Isn't that cute? It's somebody designing it on DeviantArt, but that's really cute.
Yeah, that is.
All right, I put another link in the chat room, and this is also from StarTrek.com, but talks about our friends over at Her Universe. You guys don't know, Her Universe is this wonderful shop where you can purchase gear, science fiction, licensed products for women. So I have a very cute shirt that has the Enterprise on it with the female symbol, and it's called the Enterprise. It's very cute. But Ashley Eckstein, the owner of Her Universe, is sponsoring a fashion show, a geek fashion show for women at the next upcoming Comic-Con in San Diego on July 24th. A panel of 5 experts from across the country in science fiction, fantasy, and comics, and the fashion industry will critique each design, with the designers expected to span from Star Trek, Star Wars, to the X-Men, Transformers, and more. Below are sketches inspired by Captain James T. Kirk and very cute. 2 winners, an audience pick and a judge's pick, will be selected by the end of the event. The winners will receive both a prize and an opportunity to design a Her Universe collection with Her Universe that will be subsequently sold by Hot Topic. That's a big gig, you guys. This is a serious thing. So
she's come so far.
She really has. I'm so proud of her, and this is such a great thing. So I'm very, very happy. Congratulations to Ashley, but also I can't wait to see pictures of this fashion show at San Diego Comic-Con. It's going to be a blast. My God, I told you I had so much.
I hope they use women for their models and not stick figures.
Well, we'll see. I think that, the designers will probably be able to choose their own model. All right. Oh, I need that. Also from StarTrek.com. Oh my gosh, so much stuff. BBC. What is it with them? Oh, that's right. They know how to make television. BBC America has revealed that it will debut a 4-part miniseries called The Real History of Science Fiction on April 19th. And the guest list is very Star Trek heavy. Looks like William Shatner, Ronald B. Moore, Nichelle Nichols, Zoe Saldana. God, who's that? My brain fried. Is that Mark Gatiss? No. Peter Weller. The list here, and I'm seeing this guy's face, and I totally just blinked on it. Why don't I remember him? Are you seeing this, Nick?
Yeah.
Oh well.
It's Moses.
It's Moses. Okay. Moving on. It's Moses. Oh, shit. They will all be a part of that documentary. Yay for people who get BBC America. Yeah. Who's that? Thank you. Thank you, Sori.
Yep, no problem. And for once, our audience is speechless, so yeah.
They're like, So I apologize.
That's not Mark. No.
I have no idea.
Janice, who is that? Oh, you're not here. And now she's listening to it at work going, you girl.
Goodness me. All right, let's move on. Star Trek Online.
I want to play Star Trek Online.
Engineering here. Warp engines are online.
Course laid in, Captain.
Engage.
Your ship.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Your crew.
Move out.
Your destiny.
The news at Star Trek Online. Season 9's coming out already, you guys.
Yeah, hey, can I just say the guy who played Bowman in 2001? That's Keir Dullea? Oh, no, that's Gary Mitchell.
Oh, wow. Oh, God, he looks good. Is that him?
No, because he would, no disrespect to him, Gary Lockwood had put on a lot of weight.
That's not Gary Lockwood.
No, and it's not Keir Dullea.
That is not Gary Lockwood.
And it's not.
I had dinner with Gary Lockwood.
Dullea,
that's not Gary
right?
Lockwood. Yeah.
Because Keir Dullea still looked like he did in fucking 69 the last time I saw him. And that was like a couple of years ago.
Not Michael Forrester, is it? Apollo?
No.
I'm lost. I have no idea. Well, back to Star Trek Online. Yeah, season 9 coming out in April. Holy crap, you guys. That was fast. Surprised me. New blog came out, hosted by Captain Smirk, but I think Stephen D'Angelo wrote it. And lets us know that, shit with the Undine is about to get real in the Whole Foods parking lot. I think I lost my co-hosts, everyone. I think they're still trying to figure out who that guy is. They're like dogs with bones. I will lose them if I don't.
Well, hey, websites, it's helpful to put captions on your goddamn photos.
I agree, but I think it's pretty. So, back to Star Trek Online. Featured episode will be included in Season 9, a complete revamp to Earth Space Dock. I've already seen parts of it. It is
Keir Dullea.
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow. By the way, everybody who's listening, sorry we're so stumped. It was just a picture of a person I could not recognize him. He's a handsome older gentleman with a beard, and I was just more, more stymied.
When you take a look at the eyes, you can tell it's him.
Is it? Wow. It just didn't seem like him.
Yeah.
I did not recognize him at all. At all.
Yeah.
Oh, well. But back to Season 9, can have a new featured episode, a new space battle zone, several pieces of queued PvE content, which actually I'm pretty happy about. I like the idea of having some more PvE content, queued stuff, because that means that you and I, Nick and Mike, we can all kind of jump in when we want, or Pug, or, those are always really fun. I like those. I like the idea of those. And it also says that the dev team is excited to unveil some of our best work in upcoming blog posts about each of the new offerings. So Season 9, I believe, gets released at the end of April, and late April. And one of the first blogs that came out was also posted at StarTrek.com regarding a nice bit of fiction. It really was. It was a nice bit of fiction about the Undine post regarding the Undine. It's very, very fun. Like Star Trek is what they call the Militia intelligence. It's from the Romulan Republic, not from the Federation, which I like even more.
Well, the Romulan story as to why they're dealing with the Undine hasn't been established yet, so I guess that makes sense.
But now they've kind of overhauled the Undine as an enemy in the game. I mean, they've tightened up everything about them, right? I know that they've been working really, really hard on an overhaul of this enemy to kind of make them beefier, I guess is a good word. Tougher. I mean,
I'm all thrown off right now and stow because I had, with my ADHD, fucking ADD. Fuck!
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that.
I just saw that there's now Jimi Hendrix stamps on sale from the post office. Sorry, it just threw me for a total loop.
Well, turn off the internet. Stay on the chat room.
He finally got his own stamp, and that just makes me so happy.
That's very cool.
My OCD.
You can't let it go. Yeah.
I had a very specific time that I was playing and doing the Mirror Universe every day till I could collect my 14, and then the server going down the other night.
Oh, it threw you off.
For the whole night, threw me for a loop. That was Thursday. That was the night we all were on. I mean, it was Friday because it went into Saturday, which is why we were doing Mirror Universe at 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning or whatever.
Right. Yeah. But that's exactly why I was doing Mirror Universe, and it did throw me off too, because here I was 8 o'clock last night, and then I realized, oh shit, I still have 5 hours before I can do the Mirror Universe event. So that'll be one of the first things I do today.
The next day.
Yeah, I kind of missed a day doing it. The other thing that's kind of cool though is when does the Foundry event end? Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow?
Well, that kind of sucks for the show, but it does. It ends tomorrow. Sorry if you don't hear the show until it's posted, but even still, the Foundry week, it's like a Foundry weekend event. It was only for like 3 days. You get a choice of reputation marks and an additional award for completing a qualifying Foundry mission. So I think
do we
that's
know
pretty
what
nice.
the next event is? Maybe we should
do not.
talk about them ahead of time, or
well,
try to.
This wasn't even announced until Thursday of last week.
Oh,
yeah.
Well then.
So they announced it starting tomorrow. The weekend event is this, and it ends after we record the show. So Oh, well, it's a shame. But, again, now to talk about our
Mirror
request.
events being extended.
Yeah,
Is
the
that
Mirror
because
Universe.
is that because of the outage?
Yes.
Yeah, most likely.
Exactly why
By
it's
the
being
way,
extended.
I teared out. I'm all repped out on all of the reputations for stuff.
Just in time for them to create another one.
I know. That doesn't bother me because it's given me, because by the time I end one, another one comes up.
Yeah, that's why they're built that way. And
it just keeps making me a stronger Terry. You saw that in the Mirror Universe, Terry.
Oh, God, you're kicking
how
ass.
much shit I take. I mean, I was getting this is what they heard. No, I'm okay. I need help. Okay, I need help. My Nimbus pirates are gone. I need help.
Kind of following up too, and this will help us segue into the convention news, but it still has a lot to do with Star Trek Online, and it's something I want Mike to be able to address as well. We're still asking Foundry authors to send us their trailers for their Foundry missions so we can play them at our booth at Star Trek Las Vegas and show the general Star Trek fandom how beautiful and how amazing Foundry missions are and how great this game is. And so many people don't even know that this game still exists, you guys. It's amazing, but it's true. But a lot of Star Trek fans who would play the game just doesn't know it exists. And cryptic people will be there. Don't diss them. But the one thing that they don't do is focus on Foundry. And we have that ability to tell people as they walk by our booth, oh, this is a Foundry mission. This was actually written by a player. This was created. Everything about this mission, everything about what can be played in this game can be made and generated by the players themselves. And everybody can play them. So if you've got a trailer that's 30 seconds to a minute long, please get in touch with us at hosts@gntshow.com and send us those trailers. Now, I'm also, as much as I appreciate the idea of people sending us a links to your trailers, that really doesn't help me. I love you guys, but guess what? It's really not my job.
Send me the links.
It's really not my. Well, I don't know. Is it going to be okay? Is it going to be easy for you, Mike, to convert all of these YouTube videos?
I can rip them.
Okay. I just didn't. I thought maybe it might be a lot of work, and all of a sudden,
it's
Foundry authors.
It's easier than the headaches emailing 55 megabyte videos.
Awesome. Okay. And then, boy, have I got some links for you, because Admiral Murphy and who was it? It wasn't. God, I was going to say Inferno, but it wasn't. Another person sent.
Did you just say porno?
Inferno?
Oh, because it's Skyped out. It sounded like you said porno.
No, not porn. That especially not with Admiral Murphy. That would have been wrong. I know.
I'm sorry. My mind just went. Jessica Chastain just posted a picture of herself playing.
Will you stop surfing the internet while you're doing the show?
I know, but it's Jessica Chastain.
Okay, stop. Because we lose you. He says he has OCD. I think it's ADHD. I mean, he just litters away. Either way, if you're a Foundry author, go ahead. Email us. Email Mike. Get this information to us. I will get those links over to Mike so he can use the YouTube converter. And if you've already got them made, we'll use the ones you've already made. Whatever you want us to play, we will play. So there you go. I think that's it for Star Trek Online. Oh my God.
Sensei all said Murphy and Terry make a porno. Murphy's what, like 16?
Oh, it's gross. Yeah, he's too young.
Yeah, not you, Admiral Murphy. You're not gross. She's saying it's gross because you're young.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. That's so wrong. I think he's 18 now.
Is he? Oh, yeah. Then it's gross. He's gross then. Now that he's legal, it's gross.
So let's talk about.
He's a great kid. We met him and his parents last year at the convention.
All right, talk about the con.
Shall we just start right off the bat with a Las Vegas update?
Are we still talking Vegas, right?
We are.
Oh, Vegas.
Yes. You're coming to Vegas, right?
Star Trek Las Vegas may take place every August, but on this show.
This is where we hang out the rest of the year.
Exactly.
The crew has been fatigued now from so many months in space, and they need to take a break. The landing party has been down to check out the terrain while the crew gets ready to play. They say there's only plant life living on this lovely rock, but a rodent appears wearing a vest.
Terry says last year, she says, this is Admiral Murphy. And I'm like, you're a kid. It's like, you didn't know that? I was like, no! He was laughing. He's a really good kid. I'm like, what are you, 10?
Oh my God, you guys. Is 1 minute the absolute limit? No. If you've got something longer and you think that we can convert it easily, we will definitely take it. That's fine. And yes,
Yeah,
there's
there's a few videos that I've received. I've got 3 altogether, and I think they range between some of the better videos have been like 2-3 minutes. So yeah, if it's longer, that's fine. Just send me your links.
I think I put the time limit on there only because I was assuming that a lot of the Foundry authors may not have made their trailers yet. I didn't want them to think that they had to make these really, really long ones, that I would be happy with 30 seconds to a minute. But if you've already got one and it's longer than a minute, absolutely take it. We'll take it.
That reminds me. One of our listeners has volunteered to help people create trailers. So if you have a Foundry mission that you want to advertise, but you do not have a trailer, email me as well, host@gntshow.com. And I will forward your information to him, and he can help you out.
God, that's wonderful.
Thank you, Brad.
Oh, thank you. What a wonderful gift for any Foundry author who may not necessarily know how that goes.
Oh, yeah. We'll try to do that. The plugs later towards the end of the show.
We do our announcements.
Yeah, Lanny would like us to talk about fundraiser one more time.
You got it. Got a couple of those. And but yeah, now as far as the convention is concerned, lots of news, you guys.
Terry. Oh my God, she's been so busy.
Can we talk about it?
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's set in stone.
It is set in stone now.
Yeah.
Well, then, can I give my official
thought
thought on this?
That is Nick's official thought.
What's happened for our show?
The G&T show's presence at Star Trek Las Vegas has grown by leaps and bounds year after year after year. The first year, we were just kind of there. We were part and parcel of a big party over at Trek Radio's booth, although that was a lot of fun to hang out with Priority One and Podcast UGC and pretty much everybody who was podcasting and had their podcast put on Trek Radio. And then the following year, we decided to kind of break off on our own, and Trek Radio was over at that's what it was. It was Trek Radio was over at the Bridge, right? Podcast and Podcast Priority One podcast was still with them. And that was the first year. Last year was the first year we had our single booth, a nice big booth up at the front, and we had Dayton Ward and Kevin Dillmore signing books.
Next to Geek Nation.
Next to Geek Nation Tours, across from Bye Bye Robot. It was great. We had a very, very good time. We missed being kind of close to Trek Radio because those are, that's where the podcasting people were. But so we're growing again.
We have 3 words. We're taking over.
We're taking over.
We're going to have like a whole row by the time we're done.
I know. G&T will now have a double booth.
We're double wide.
That's right. We're so big that porn stars look at us and go, oh my God, I can't handle that. Look at that. I made Terry speechless.
I know. I was like, wow. Well, either way, we have a double booth. And why is that? Well, we need the room. And why do we need the room? Well, because we're going to be setting up what we believe will be a very nice area with our audio equipment so we can record the show from the floor of the convention. We'll have a nice place for people to sit to be interviewed instead of kind of shoving them behind a crowded booth with 5 or 6 people. And the other side will be where our guest, possibly guests, depends on how that goes, but our wonderful guest, Kipley Brown, and James Kerwin. Kipley, of course, played Taylor in Enterprise, but is also featured in the upcoming Star Trek Continues episode.
Yep, episode 3. So excited.
That's right, bitches. Eat your hearts out. We got Kipley Brown.
Kipley will be signing for fans on Friday and Saturday.
I'm more excited at the fact that we can talk to somebody who worked on Star Trek Continues. I guess I'm just a geek like that.
Yeah, well, James Kerwin will be there too, and he's going to be real happy to talk to people about that because he directed the episode. They just finished filming. He said it was a big 10-day project, lots of work, and so they're in post. They'll be starting post-production on the air pretty soon. And
I wonder if it'll be done by the time he's around. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Oh, he said definitely episode 3 will be done and out before the convention. Everything else about it I'm not allowed to talk about. all I have to say is, holy shit. Holy shit, it's going to be awesome. And so yay for the G&T show, and we welcome very happily Miss Kipley Brown to our booth on Friday and Saturday. We are still working around having Mr. Bushman as a guest. It still all depends. We'll know more next week. There, thank you, Nick. That's Kipley God, that movie was amazing. Yesterday Was a Lie, and she was the star of the show, and the co-star was Chase Masterson. It's a wonderful science fiction film noir.
What role did she play in Enterprise?
Taylor. It's a very, very small part, yeah, but it's a good one. And
someone find me a pic, quick, chat room.
Trek Core.
We don't need Trek Core. We've got Matthew Anderson.
That's true. We do have Matthew Anderson, who probably goes to Trek
That's
Core.
exactly who I'm referring to. Come on, find me a picture of Kipley as Taylor.
He just said about the photo. No wonder Nick's so excited. She is
Kipley is
so
wonderful.
Sweet.
She's very
and
sweet.
She's married to one of the funniest comedians of the 80s.
There's no doubt about that.
The
Emo
insane
rockin'.
Emo Brown.
Emo Phillips.
Emo Phillips, sorry.
He's brown.
Yeah. Emo Phillips Brown. Brown Phillips. Who's incredibly tall. I was stunned when we met him last year.
Yeah, he is very tall, isn't he? I didn't expect that either.
Emo Phillips is like a walking, living Tim Burton character.
Has Matthew Anderson come up with it yet? No.
No, he has not.
I have.
No, I want to see how long it takes Matthew Anderson. Mr. Johnny on the spot, usually. He's so busy insulting me that we haven't had time, have we? Yeah, see?
Well, she played Jane Taylor.
I had to do my own dirty work, too.
I want to say she's like a red shirt. He dies.
Yeah, she EPS control specialist.
Yeah, I remember. She was the one that Trip was kind of like going nuts having to write her obituary.
That's right.
She visited him several times as the ghost of Christmas Past.
I love that one. But that's Kipley.
Yeah,
so
awesome.
Yay for us.
Cool.
Very excited. I'm just thrilled to death. So we're gonna be we're gonna be doing it upright. We're gonna have a nice little recording area. That's where the Star Trek Online will be shown. We have the projection screen. We have the screen where we can show it, and then we will have a nice
There
space
may
for
or may
our
not
guests.
be shadow puppets.
There may or may not be shadow puppets. This is very true. Can you imagine a little Star Trek? Oh, somebody, the stick shadow puppet that they do in Indonesia? We need little Star Trek ones.
Cool. That would be fun. Put on a little shadow puppet.
Good night, Lanny.
Bye, Lanny. Don't worry, hon. We'll
got you.
Promote you. We'll cover you.
Got your caboose.
And what else? Some new guests are being announced for Star Trek. As everybody knows from last week, Bruce Greenwood was announced that he will be making his appearance at Star Trek Las Vegas. He will be there on Saturday. His photo ops will be $40, and he will, as they said, tentatively have a table in the vendor's room Friday through Sunday. So how's that? That's interesting, don't you think? That he'll be in the vendor's room? Yay for us.
I love it when we leave Terry hanging, and she just keeps, hello?
Well, you leave me hanging. What am I supposed to do? The first rule of broadcasting, dead air is death.
I know, but it's also funny when you start scrambling. I'm sorry, it's a dick move, I know, but it's funny.
I'm multitasking.
You know why? Because we're not all, I don't want to ruin the illusion. You can't see us the way we have the studio partitioned right now during its reconstruction.
Yeah, it has something to do with having complete and utter states in the way of each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got Arizona and...
that's cool. He's going to have a table. Wait, is there some kind of delay? Wait, is this thing working?
And Mike just totally punking.
It's true.
That's awesome.
True.
Well played, Michael.
Shit.
Well played.
Ronald
Wait, you're saying that Bruce Greenwood's going to have a table, Mike?
Yes, that's what I was just talking about. Douche.
That's brilliant. Thank you, Mike. I didn't know that.
Kick your ass. Right. Can't wait till you get here. I can't wait till you get here. I miss you guys.
Bruce Greenwood is? Tell me more, Michael.
Hold on, I'm waiting for Terry's voiceover to catch up. Okay, anyways, I've beaten this joke to death.
Go ahead, Terry.
Oh no, why don't you take over?
No, go ahead. You're doing a fine job here.
Oh, honey, I'm serious because you can play this game. You want me to go dead air?
We can go dead air.
We can go dead air.
And
you want to out-stubborn each other?
Everyone listening to the show will have no idea what the dead air is. Because
and then the worst part is Michael will be sitting there just shivering like a chihuahua in the cold because of all the dead air.
Oh, shit. Yeah, not cool. All right, no more dead air joke. No more. Who else is showing up? We have new guests.
Oh, there are.
The list didn't, maybe they're mixed in between, not at the end.
They are kind of mixed in between. It's kind of a
I hate that when you have to do the
right.
Yeah, was he on? Was he? No, I don't know.
Well, why
Okay,
don't
go
we
ahead.
just go through and remind everybody of who all is going to be there? Right now, we only have one missing captain, and that is Patrick Stewart. I doubt very highly that he'll be there this year. I really
If he
do.
does, I hope he brings Ian.
Oh my God, could you
just
imagine?
about to say that, Mike.
That would be so awesome.
Oh my God. The pictures that have been coming out on Twitter with Sir Patrick Stewart and Sir Ian McKellen have been hilarious.
Oh, awesome.
To meet Magneto.
Just they're like big kids, right? These are two men who are thoroughly enjoying their lives. They're doing what they love. They're they're following their bliss, right? They're on stage.
Don't give a fuck.
Speaking of Patrick Stewart and Sir Patrick Stewart and Sir Ian McKellen, have you seen the trailers for the new X-Men Days of Future Past with them?
No, I have not.
You need to look for it, Terry.
Okay.
Because it's I don't know if Brandon Braga is involved, but it does involve time travel. So you're getting them with the X-Men First Class cast, and like what's his name? Holy fuck me with an entrenching tool.
Ooh.
Hugh Jackman.
Oh.
Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Interesting.
And Halle Berry as Storm. So they're all. So yeah, it's like
it's the old cast and the new cast, right? From what I understand.
Where Wolverine, what it appears is, has to go back and prevent Charles Xavier, who after the events of X-Men First Class has become just this bitter, like drunk or something along those lines, as to why it's. Sensei all, really?
Actually, I'm sitting there laughing, and you want to talk about OCD. I'm such a biology freak that I laugh. I look at that and I go, you know what? There's only one thing wrong with this picture. The one on the picture on the left is not a cheetah. It's actually a jaguar. So the whole joke doesn't work.
You really do need help. Wow.
I'm just saying, I know my big cats, and that is not a cheetah. That is a jag.
Okay, who's the guests, Terry?
Yes.
We have just...
Oh, shit. William Shatner, Scott Bakula, Avery Brooks, Kate Mulgrew, Bruce Greenwood. Those are our captains to date. Colm Meaney, Walter Koenig.
Who should be a captain. But,
Who should be a captain? Colm Meaney, Walter Koenig, Nichelle Nichols, David Warner, or Gorkon himself. Then on Thursday...
And Gul Madred.
Yeah, and Gul Madred. By the way, they have it spelled wrong. They say it is Bull Madred, which I thought was pretty fucking funny. I know. Whatever. Star Trek Next Generation, the cast will be appearing on Thursday only. Why? Because they're going to be heading to Kansas City. Kansas City, I think, is where they're heading after that.
I thought it was Kentucky.
Oh, you're right. It is Kentucky. It's Lexington, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jonathan Frakes, Brent Spiner, LeVar Burton, Michael Dorn, Marina Sirtis, and Gates McFadden will be appearing on Thursday only, and then signing and doing their autographs and photo ops on Thursday, and then they're going to be heading out for the rest of the weekend. Topping, now mind you, Creation is really pushing to get 100 plus Star Trek related guests.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's going to be, we'll see how it goes. But right now, they've got a pretty good group, and they've got John Delancey, Nana Visitor, Renee Aubergenois, Ronald D. Moore, Susie Plaxon, Tim Russ, Anthony Montgomery, Dominic Keating, Connor Trenier, Max Grodenchik and Aaron Eisenberg, our wonderful Ferengi friends. Ethan Phillips, who played Neelix. John Billingsley with Dr. Phlox and Enterprise, and one of my favorite people on the
He'll be
planet.
appearing Sunday.
Yes.
Such a great drinking buddy.
Anyone
just
been watching
adore
his
him.
new show? Pretty cool. Intelligence.
I have not.
He plays this mad scientist who's putting like chips in people's brains.
He plays
He's
psychotic so well.
He's not the bad guy though.
Oh, good. Even better. Does he play
He's
like...
the good guy, but he's still putting chips in people's brains. But he's awesome. I love him.
Robert Duncan McNeil. Rod Roddenberry, son of Gene Roddenberry, but also involved in Trek Nation and one of our wonderful, and he's also the producer of Mission Log podcast.
The most elegant wife I've ever seen.
Heidi's lovely. And then, which is great because he wasn't able to join us last year because they had their baby.
Yay!
But now he's good too. Tony Todd, whom
I'm so happy for that.
And for our listeners, Tony Todd played Kern.
He was also Jake Sisko in The Visitor.
The older Jake Sisko, right. And he played that. As a matter of fact, we just watched the episode with him as the Hirogen in Voyager.
Right on. Yeah.
Jerry Hardin, who played Dr. Naria in Star Trek Voyager's Emanations. He also played Samuel Clemens in the TNG episode. I think it was Time Zero.
Mm-hmm. Time Zero, yeah.
Yeah. But he was best known as Deep Throat on X-Files. Faith Masterson, a lovely Lita, but she wasn't
Wait a
a
minute,
junior, maybe.
Deep Throat?
Yeah.
No, that was Harden.
On X-Files.
Right, Jerry Harden.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said something else.
Oh, no. Jerry Harden played Deep Throat on the X-Files, but he also played Samuel Clemens.
Right, yeah.
Right, in Time Zero.
People have seen him in a lot of things, too.
He's an extraordinary
He's one of those television character actors that, his death
Dave
in X-Files
Masterson?
actually destroyed me.
Oh, Michael Forrest played Apollo in the original series.
And in Continues.
There you go, yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
In their first episode.
Robert O'Reilly and J.G. Hertzler, our favorite Klingons
Is
ever.
it weird that I kind of am thinking of Star Trek Continues as quite literally the continuation of TOS?
That's what they want you to do. So, yay.
CBS needs to pick them up. Keep them as a web series, but pick them up.
Now, do you think that he'll be able to talk about Star Trek Continues?
No. No, I don't. I don't think that. The word is that the hammer has been put down. I also heard a rumor that they wouldn't even allow Star Trek Continues to have a booth.
But they let Renegades last year.
I don't think they're going to let Renegades do that this year.
Then they can come and hang out at our booth.
That's kind of what well, the Klingons will be there. Salome Jens, who played the female changeling in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Grace Lee Whitney, of course, is con regular, and she has a booth. Very sweet lady. Charlotte Palmers, who played Naomi Wildman.
Yes, she did.
And was also on 104 episodes of the show Reba. Casey,
she's pretty.
She is pretty. Now, this is what I'm still jealous of. Casey Bigg is going to be there. Casey Bigg, who of course was...
He's also very dreamy.
Damar, and he's dreamy, and he's a fantastic actor. Damar, but he'll also be there as part of the Enterprise Blues Band, and the Enterprise Blues Band will be playing, but only for Golden Captain's Chair ticket holders. Damn it.
Oh,
I know. I love Enterprise Blues Band. I love them.
Can we
Steve
pay
Rankin,
our
who's
way
also...
to get in?
Huh?
Can we just bribe somebody at the door?
Steve Rankin, who's also a member of the Enterprise Blues Band, but was also in Star Trek Enterprise, Star Trek Voyager, DS9. I mean, he's another one of the I almost want to call them like grinder actors, where they could throw them in any makeup and have them be a character, right? So they play multiple different characters. A lot of the players of the Enterprise Blues Band are made up of those people, and I think Max Grodenchik is part of it. Vaughn Armstrong, who's also going to be there. He's played 13 roles in Star Trek. These guys are awesome.
I have a question for you, Terry.
Yeah.
28 episodes over 4 separate series.
Now, something that we talked about offline about A-list, B-list actors and things like that, and if they would invite somebody, if they're, a big enough name kind of thing. Now, even though she only had a small role in TNG, do you think Mackenzie Westmore would get invited?
I don't know.
Because she was on TNG.
I think so. I think it would be
now,
possible.
is she her business? Is that with her father or is that on her own?
I don't know.
The Face Off being the producer and all.
Oh, well, I think they're
that's on her own.
co-producers, and I think it's separate. Well, I think that they're
he's
they're
on
individual
it,
business.
so...
Yeah, I think they're individual business partners.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that because of what we talked about, the three of us earlier in the week, in an offline discussion. But she's become not a huge name, but she's known, within the geek circles.
Right, but if she's
Castmodean, it has nothing to do with that. Terry knows exactly why I'm asking.
Yeah, Anthony, you and me both, baby. I don't know. I doubt it. I really do. Because she would be more, she'd be a more appropriate guest at a general convention. Because,
like a shore leave, yeah.
Right, because she would be talking about Face Off.
Right.
And
she's had a whole bunch of other stuff now that, she's involved in.
Isn't she also a makeup artist as well?
I don't know if she
I think she's a model. No, I know she was more.
She's involved with the family business, but I don't know in what role she is. So that's why I was asking.
I have no idea. He might be. I don't know. I'll get him back
I didn't mean to derail it. It was just she came to mind because of your reading, and I was thinking of Michael Westmore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't. And I'm when it comes to how creation invites people, I get more confused every year. I really do. I get more confused.
See, and now with our status, I'm afraid to say anything, but I'm going to say this. I would rather they invited her because, like last year, Michael Westmore was one of the judges for the costumes. I would like to see her invited for something like that, but I'd rather see her host it than a normal host.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so either. Well, other people who were invited, other people who were invited are Robin Curtis. We already talked about Vaughn Armstrong. Gwyneth Walsh, she played Chief Examiner Namira in Voyager's Random Thoughts, and was Bator, of course, the wonderful Klingon Klingon Bator. Hallie Todd played Lal in The Offspring. Was she there last year?
No, but
Adrian was.
I can understand why you got confused.
That's what it was. It was Adrian, wasn't it?
It was Adrian.
Hey, Mike, little Babylon 5 fact for you relating to Star Trek.
Yeah?
Jakar's aide, Natath, is the same woman that played Grinka.
Oh, right on. Grilka?
Yeah, Grilka, I'm sorry.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Your Klingons right.
They all look the same to me.
Oh, okay.
One of Star Trek's more prolific directors of the television episodes, Paul Lynch, he will be there. He also did episodes of Xena, did Poltergeist: The Legacy, Due South, RoboCop, Twilight Zone, a whole bunch of other stuff. So he's a very, very active director, or was a very active director. He will be there as well. Eric Point will be there. Jim Metzler, Cirroc Lofton, Denise Crosby, Ronald B. Moore, Sally Kellerman, Catherine Hicks, Don Stark, Bobby Clark, Lawrence Montaigne, Doug Drexler, Chris Doohan, and Mark Allen Shepard. No line guy, costumed up for... Can you imagine going through all that makeup just to sit
every week? Week in, week out, yeah.
Mark Allen Shepard played Morn in Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
And I had heard that they were actually planning on doing an episode where he actually spoke throughout the whole thing, and they ended up cutting it.
Yep.
Poor guy.
I love... Actually, I think it's great.
So far, no Mark. Not a lot of the DS9 crew.
Not a lot of the DS. Well, Nana Visitor, Renee Aubergenois.
Did you say Avery Brooks?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. But no
Cirroc Lofton. But you know what? Terry Farrell. To be honest with you, her
Nicole
last
DeBoer.
couple of appearances. Yeah, Nicole. They're not
Andrew
known
J.
for
Robinson.
Going to those. Who?
Andrew J. Robinson. Mark Alaimo.
Yeah. Mr. Robinson. He hasn't made an appearance. Well,
he was there last year.
He was there last year.
going to be there. He was in DS9. Worf will be there Thursday. Michael Dorn. So then, we're getting bits and pieces of.
Yeah, DS9's not going to have the represent. Well, who knows? Maybe they still have a couple of months to get this to increase this list. So the good news is it's building slowly but surely.
When is Voyager's next big milestone? They're coming up on their 25th, aren't they? Or is it their 20th?
Yeah, because Deep Space Nine just had theirs. So Voyager would be in about a year or two from now.
I think. Boy, is it at the same year as this is the 50th for Star Trek? Is it? All right, people.
Cool. Anyways,
that would be cool. So.
Oh yes, how could we forget about Aaron Eisenberg and Matt Grodinchik?
Yeah, see, they're the Ferengi will be there.
No Armin.
So, although Armin Shimmerman hasn't announced yet, and it's possible he'll be on stage because he's doing a lot of stage work through his own company, his own theater company. And
that reminds me, after the show, I have to tell you guys something.
So there we go. Gosh, the con is going to be nuts. We're getting a lot of people in. I know we've got people coming in from Australia. We have people coming from the coast. We have people coming in from the UK. It's going to be awesome as always.
And Paul will be there.
And Paul will be there. Anthony will be there. And hopefully, if anybody has the ability, I'm just going to throw this in there now. One of our good friends, Castmodean, would like very much to come. It looks like it's almost a done deal, but if you could, and if you have it in your heart to pitch in just a little bit to help get our good friend Castmodean to Las Vegas, that would be great. I put in a link for the GoFundMe site that was hosted by our excellent friend P.F. Dennis, and I think we found it. He has a way there, and he has a place to stay. What we need to do now is make sure that he has food.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's going well. So if you can, we're trying to get our friend Cast to the convention and help him experience this for the first time. That would be great. And thank you, PF Dennis. It means a lot to us, and hopefully Cast can make it there. I would think that's going to happen. Yes, $5, anything to go. Now, Mike, do you happen to have the link for Lanny's thing? I want to talk about now too. Again, we're also
find it.
Lanny, our good friend Miss Lanny, as we talked about last week, still has her GoFundMe put together as well to help pay for the outside expenses for her gender transition. And she's a very special person to us. We would hope that if you could, throw her a little bit of support to help her dream.
There you go.
So, yay. And we love you, Lanny, and we're sorry that your power wasn't working out quite well today, but I was glad to have you there for the first part of the show. My God, you guys, I've been watching a lot of Voyager. Did you know that?
We have 11 minutes in the show.
I was going to say, shall we build next week's show around it?
I think we should. I know it was a lot of news. It was a lot of stuff going on. I was so excited about the convention information, though.
Right on.
G&T is really going to be doing some good stuff. I'm excited to have Kipley there. I'm excited to be able to show the Foundry missions. I'm excited to, I have a little idea. Idea. And I need to, you know what? Why not do it on the air? Tell me how you think. One of the things that I always wanted when we started the G&T show was, of course, we really wanted to push storytelling. And I'd like to kind of draw the show back to some of those roots. And I think a good way of doing it, You agree?
I agree.
And one of the things that I think would be really fun is at the convention is to but to start recording the fan zone stories. Every Star Trek fan has a story about how they became a Star Trek fan and about why it became such an important thing to them. And I kind of want to start putting together a list of those stories. So while we're at the convention, I would like to have
You're making me cry. Stop it.
Fans come in, sit down, and tell us their story. What do you think? Oh, God, I made dead air.
No, you made me cry.
Oh.
Thinking about my story. Yes.
I'm shaking my head at Mike crying.
So I'll put together a little release form that people can sign so we can use their recording, and we can put together like an archive of how people became Star Trek fans. I would like that very much because it's all about the story, don't you think?
Yes, it is.
And that's part of the reason why I think it'll be great for us to have that second table where we have a nice, comfortable place to sit so we can sit and talk and have people come by, get to know us, and then we can play the stories on our show.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think so too.
Are we going to do any live broadcasting from the show floor? Maybe a couple of minutes here, a couple of minutes there. Let our fans try and figure it out by watching our stream, our social media streams.
I would like to work with Trek Radio in that regard.
Okay.
You know, they've got the ability, and they're going to be doing reports from the floor. I would like to be able to work with them and to give them additional content without us having to reinvent the wheel in that regard. In other words, trying to, pay for a big internet. And if they're already going to be there live, if they're willing to give us a little bit of time to help them produce content from the show floor with Priority One, I'm already in touch with Elio, and although hopefully we'll see if Elio can make it, but if Elijah can't make it, we're still going to have James and the other, oh my God, I just phased on his name. Is it Chris? Priority One? Elliot. Terry, Elliot. And Adrian, and they'll be out there too.
Adrian.
So anything live, I think we'll be doing with Trek Radio, but we'll definitely be pre-recording tons of shit, because we'll have a digital, if not a couple of digital recorders. So
I had an idea for a game.
Game?
Oh.
Kind of like a trivia game, but based with story synopsis of different novels. It's kind of like guess, what novel does this storyline go to? I don't know. It was just a thought.
Oh, that's a good one too.
And
yeah, let's build on that idea too.
Again, Breakfast with G&T, definitely.
And Breakfast with G&T will definitely be there, and the primetime hosts will be joining us for breakfast, hopefully.
Oh, yes, that would be awesome.
It'll be a combined G&T primetime UGC. Probably some Priority One folks as they sober up and.
And Janice. The lovely Janice. Happy birthday, dear.
Again, happy birthday, Miss Janice. And so there, I think it's going to be an amazing year. We're taking ideas on how to bring the show back into talking about storytelling and writing and construction. That stuff. As eloquent as I can be there.
Right on. I do have a quick announcement. For the most part, I think we've had fewer issues with our stream this morning. I spent the first part of the week talking with tech support, having them move our server closer to me. So I think it's currently somewhere in I think New Mexico actually. So I did notice a few dropouts, so I may have them move it even closer, see if they have a server farm in California.
Okay.
But I've been trying to resolve the stream issues, and they said packets are being lost along the way.
Interesting.
So I do apologize, everyone, for trying.
This is hilarious. This is something that popped up that I wanted to share with you guys, because we've discussed on the show spoilers and letting people know, hey, spoiler alert and all of that. A French mathematics teacher said to have devised a powerful technique for keeping classroom chatter to a minimum. Whenever his class gets too noisy, he simply writes a spoiler from Game of Thrones on the board.
Oh,
As in,
awesome.
Oh, you haven't finished reading A Storm of Swords? Let me tell you, everyone who dies. According to Belgium's Nieuwsblad, the teacher, at wit's end at the noisy class, asked which of his students watched Game of Thrones. Around 3/4 of the students raised their hands. Well, I've read all the books. If there's too much noise, I will write the names of the dead on the board. There are enough to fill the whole year, and I can even describe how they die. When the students in the class decided to test him, he delivered on his word, writing the names of everyone killed through the end of the series' 3rd season. For those who had not seen it, this resulted in what one student described as a religious silence for the rest of the lesson.
That's awesome. That's really great. What a wonderful idea.
That's good. I like that.
I do too. That's really funny. That's really funny. Oh, well, no spoilers. I think we're done for the day, gentlemen.
Alrighty.
And thank everybody for listening. I thank everybody. I told you, it's been a lot of Star Trek news in the past couple of months, and it's just, wow. And now that Alan and I have, watched a lot of Voyager, so next week we can go through a lot of those. We're almost through half of season 7 now. So we're on the downhill slide with
And
Voyager.
remember, to continue your subscription to the G&T show, you can send your checks or money orders to Gettysburg 7 at what?
Yeah, we don't charge for this.
Shut up.
Oh, quick announcement. Thank you, Midnight Shadow.
Oh, Midnight Shadow, my God, we're such bad people.
We are seriously considering moving the book club to Wednesdays, the last Wednesday of the month. Hopefully trying to get our lovely co-hosts here involved, as well as hopefully more of the audience.
For me. Yeah, Wednesday works good for me. If you are still possibly interested in getting involved in the G&T Book of the Celestial Temple, please get in touch with us. Hosts at gntshow.com. We record once a month.
What time on Wednesday are you looking at?
It would have to be after any interview we do. Or we wouldn't do an interview on the last Wednesday of the month.
We would do the book club instead of an interview. So it would be the same time, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
And for those on the East Coast that ask why so late, that's because I watch Arrow on Wednesdays, and fuck y'all, I'm not missing Arrow.
Right. And tomorrow night, we are recording another supplemental log, correct?
I want to say yes.
I didn't have it on my calendar.
Oh, you should have, because I have it on mine.
Yeah, it should be on your calendar. It's tomorrow with 5-year mission.
Oh, okay. Yes, we are.
We're going to be talking to some rockers.
Ought to be interesting.
It should be very
kind
interesting.
Of storytelling.
Yeah, a totally different kind of storytelling, don't you think?
And if y'all haven't listened to our interview with Janine Spenlove and Brian
Young,
then you're bad listeners.
Bad listeners. All of our supplemental logs can be found at the gntshow.com website. Don't forget to support us by using the Amazon link on our website. Shop anything through Amazon. Help support the G&T show server costs. And that's kind of it.
We've got Mixcloud, we've got YouTube, so there's more ways to check out our shows and supplemental logs and everything else.
And it's actually, and Matthew Anderson, it's actually a 5-year mission who we're talking to. So, all righty. Have a great one,
I think he was
guys.
suggesting.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I'd love to talk to Warp 11. I'd love to talk to Grethor. And I need to talk to Michael soon about that Voyager episode that we watched last night about prophecy.
Okay.
It was fun. Alrighty. Have a great week, you guys. We'll see you next week for episode 136 and the end of March. Yeah.
Joe Lantro.
G&T Show is a busy little beaver production.
Music for the G&T Show is provided by Warp 11, Grethor, 5-year mission, and Andrew Allen's Smooth Federation.
Gonna take a 5-year tour. Boldly go where no man's gone before. Gonna travel to the end and make new friends. Move ahead, walk back to 10. Put a mini skirt on my old man. Represent the human race, and we make space a happy place. To boldly go where no man's gone before. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A 0G. zero G.